Hey folks, Joe here at Reverb.com. Today we are checking out some riffs in the key of Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, if you don't know, was an immense influence on the history of rock and roll. Born in 1915, she was highly accomplished, even at a young age. As a little girl, she would be singing and performing in the churches. She went on to accomplish such wonderful things, including being the first gospel artist to cross over and record secular music. Artists like Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, these guys referred to her as the godmother of rock and roll and the original soul sister. So her influence, I think, really does speak volumes. And for a black woman to be accomplishing these things in the 30s and 40s, definitely speaks to the idea that she was a cultural trailblazer. So today we're going to learn 3 riffs, and then we are going to place them in a gospel progression, kind of where she would have used them. So similar to blues, gospel music, we're dealing with 1, 4, and 5 for the most part, and we're going to learn these riffs in the key of C. Riff number 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hear it slow down a little bit. B string, 3rd fret, chromatic up to 5. And then I like to use my middle finger here on the 5th fret and rolling from the G string to the D string. And then open G, chromatic up to the 2nd fret. D string, 1 to 2. And then the 3rd part of the riff, starting on the 2nd fret of the D. Just 2 to 3, open G twice, and then back down to C. That's it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, riff number 2. Sliding on the B and G strings from 4 to 5. And we've heard this kind of stuff in a lot of blues, throughout blues history. We've heard these types of double notes sliding in. We hear that a lot. We hear this a lot as well. And this too. Sister Rosetta had a really cool energy about these slides when she did them. You could see her left hand just kind of like aggressively banging into these slides. And it's really cool to watch her doing that. From 4 to 5, we're sliding into that twice. And then we're sliding up to this shape. 9th fret on the G string, 8 on the B string. And then we're keeping our middle finger there and putting our ring finger up on 10 on the B. And then sliding into the 4th shape, which is the same as that 2nd shape, just right here on 12 and 11. 12 on the G, 11 on the B. The whole lick is. One more time. And up to speed. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and riff number 3. That riff sounds more complicated than it is because you're doing the same thing 4 times in a row to kick the riff off. And that is open D to 2nd and then 3rd fret and then open G. So that riff you're going to do 4 times in a row. And the last lick is going to be G string up to the C. So that bend there, you're going up to the 3rd fret of the B string, bending up, not quite a whole step, those bluesy type bends. And then I like to pick it on the way back down from the bend to get a nice fluid release back into this pull off that's going to happen. And then back to the 2nd fret on the G, and then back up to C. So that last part of the lick is. And really work on that picking on the way down from a bend. It's a great technique to use kind of in any style. Let's play that riff up to speed. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, like I said, these riffs fit into a gospel progression very well. Before we play the progression together, I want to play the riffs over the progression. So I've looped the progression here, and then we'll get into the chords and what they're going to be. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One great thing about these riffs, especially the 2nd and 3rd riff, is that they fit very specifically in the progression, like I said. So it's cool to place those riffs in those spots and then fill in the other holes with different colors. So I'm gonna put those 3 riffs in those spots where I just played them, and then I'm gonna fill in the holes with some other stuff. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason that 2nd riff works so well in that placement is because it points to the 4 chord. And that's because it has a dominant tonality to it. A dominant means it has flat 7 and a major 3rd. So in the key of C, a flat 7 is B flat. Yes, you got it. That last shape there in the 2nd riff, you're hitting that B flat there, and that's kind of the first time we've heard that in the progression. And what that wants to do is resolve from here to here. And that's all over the place in blues and all kind of popular music. Going back to the beginning, when that happens, when you hear that dominant 7, that flat 7 happen on the 1 chord, no matter if your ears are trained or not, they are hearing a 4 chord resolution. Something for you to use in any genre. Check it out, run with it. Let's learn the progression. I'll just call out the chords right before they come. So here we go, in the key of C, and again, just like blues, we're dealing with 1, 4, and 5. So we're dealing with C, F, and G. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'll play the progression up to speed, and you try to hit those riffs where they happen in the progression. Cool? Remember that first riff comes right on the top. So that first note there, that 3rd fret is gonna be right on 1. Okay, so I'll play the progression now twice through and try to hit the riffs and throw your own riffs in the middle of them. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you hit some of those riffs. Keep working at it. I hope you learned a little bit today about the way that Sister Rosetta played. And if you didn't know anything about Sister Rosetta Tharpe, check out some of her videos. In musical conversations, in social settings, bring up Sister Rosetta Tharpe because I feel like she's overlooked. It's been wonderful teaching you guys these riffs today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Reverb.com.